Hello friends, welcome back to your UPSC. Today in Geography of India, we are going to continue with the manufacturing industries of India. And today we will start with the metallurgical industries of India. So let's get started. Metallurgical industries, they are those industries which uses metal as a basic raw material. Okay, so metal is used as a basic raw material in the metallurgical industries, and this includes several industries like iron and steel industry, copper smelting industry, lead and zinc industry, and others. These industries, they are economic backbone of the developing country. Okay, so these industries are very important for the development of economy of any country. India has progressed a lot, especially during the planning period, and now it occupies a place of pride with regard to the development and growth of metallurgical industry. Now, major metallurgical industries are like iron and steel industry and aluminium smelting industry, lead and zinc industry, copper smelting industry, etc. So we will study all these industries one by one. First one is iron and steel industry. Iron and steel industry, we will say that we live essentially in the age of iron and steel because of its hardness, strength, and durability, and because of its ease to work with. Okay, so it is very easy to work with, it can be casted and worked into any desirable shape. Okay, and it is cheap under the modern method of production. So iron is the most important and widely used metal for the service of man. And the proud modern machine civilization that we talk about could not have been possible if the iron was not available. So iron and steel industry are the cause of development of our modern machine civilization. Iron and steel is the basic and key industry and lays the foundation of the vibrant industrial economy. Most of the subsidiary industries like automobile industry, locomotive, rail track, shipbuilding, machine building, bridges, dams, and the host of other countries and commercial active depends on the iron and steel industry. No wonder per capita income of iron and steel is the most significant measure of the level of industrialization and economic growth of a country. So the level of growth and development is based on per capita consumption. The more the iron and steel consumption of a country, the more the civilized and more the developed the country will be. Okay, India, it is known for its technique of smelting iron in the early times. Even though the first iron and steel unit on the modern line, it was established in 1830s. Okay, so first iron and steel industry, it was established in 1830s. Earlier, Indian technique, or India, they knew the technique of smelting in the earlier time also, but the first modern type of industry was established in 1830s. However, it was not successful and it closed down in 1866. It was actually Porto Nova industry in Tamil Nadu. Sorry, it was steel unit which was at Porto Nova in Tamil Nadu. After that, no major effort were made in 19th century. In 1907, the first, or we can say the real beginning of the modern iron and steel industry was made by the Tata Group, as in Jamshedpur they established or they set up the Tata Iron and Steel Company, that is TISCO, in Jamshedpur in 1907. Okay, so this was the real beginning. After that, Indian Iron and Steel Company, that is ISCO, it was set up in 1919 at Burhanpur, which was followed by Mysore Steel Work at Bhadravati, and now this Mysore Steel Work is known as Vishwaravaiya Iron and Steel Works. Okay, so likewise one after the other, the manufacturing industries of iron and steel were set up in 20th century. Now, if we talk about the locational factor, or what are the causes that influence the location of iron and steel company, we will see that iron and steel industry, it uses large quantity of heavy weight losing raw material, and it is localized, or its localization is primarily controlled by the availability of raw material. Okay, so coal and iron ore, they are the two basic raw material. Okay, without them, opening iron and steel company is not possible, they are inevitable. Okay, so apart from iron and steel, as well as iron ore and coal, which are the basic raw material, if we look at the other factors, other locational factors, so we will first locate the industry on the basis of minimum transportation cost. So minimum transportation cost, the locational factors for the minimum transportation cost will be like the area should be near the coal field, so that carrying and loading the coal is not a costly affair. After that, it should be near the mining centers of iron. So it should be near iron ore mining centers. So first it should be near the coal field as well as near the iron ore mining centers. So if we can see, it should be the place which is between the area of coal and iron production. Okay, so the area should be between coal and iron producing area. Okay, so the industries should be set up between them. Okay, so most of the iron steel plants in India, we will see that they are in areas such as Jamshedpur, Burnpur, Durgapur, then Raurkela, etc. So these areas, they are rich in coal as well as iron ore deposits. Okay, so because of that, we will see that here the iron and steel industry, they are located. Now, after the transportation cost, the other factor will be nearness to the power center. Okay. Earlier, the centers, they depend on charcoal, which was available locally. Now, they use hydroelectricity for the electricity or power generation purpose. Okay. So, for power, they use hydroelectricity. So for the power, they require hydroelectricity, hence the water availability and the power plants are necessary. Then we have some of the raw materials which are required in smaller quantities, so they don't really affect the localization of any industries. These are manganese, limestone, dolomite, silica, and others, okay, like chromite, etc. So these are the other raw materials, but they don't exactly affect the location of any industry. The important locator is market. It is the important factor as it influences the localization of iron and steel industry. The availability of market, if we look at the transportation cost theory, or look at the theory of minimum transportation cost, we will see that the area should be near the market. Okay, so this minimum transportation cost theory we will study in human geography. So it talks about the minimum transportation cost which can be, or the entrepreneur should try to minimize the transportation cost, and it can be minimized if the industry is located near the area of raw material, labor, as well as the market area. Okay, so the market area, availability of the market area near the industry is also must. Okay, so the area which has the market near it, it tends to attract the more capitalists in that area. Okay, so we will see that for the export of the material that is iron and steel, finished steel, we require port or port location, it is preferred. So we will see that major steel plants like we have Vishakhapatnam steel plant, etc., they are located near the seaports. Okay. So the locational factors, these are the locational factors, and now we have seen what are the most important locational factors. Then after that we will look into large integrated iron and steel plants of India. First one is Tata Iron and Steel Company, that is TISCO. It is the oldest iron and steel center in India. It is a private sector enterprise which was established in 1907. It was established by Jamshedji Tata and it was established in Singhbum district. Okay. Now here we will see that we have high grade hematite iron ore that is available. Coal is also available from Jaria and Raniganj. Manganese, it comes from Joda mine. Then dolomite, limestone and fire clay, they are used as a flux material and they are available in Sundargarh district of Odisha. Kolkata, it is located at the distance of 250 kilometers, which provides the transportation facility or port facility. Then we have sufficient amount of water which is required for cooling purpose. Jamshedpur is well connected with Kolkata, Mumbai and Chennai by the road and rail. So the good transportation facility is also available here, and the densely populated regions like Jharkhand, Bihar, they provide cheap labor. So hence Tata Iron and Steel Company, which is located here, is having the following reason for location of this industry in this area. Okay. Then after that we have Indian Iron and Steel Company, that is ISCO. It has 3 plants at Kulti, Hirapur and Burnpur in West Bengal. Now these plants, they merge together and they are now known as ISCO. Okay, IISCO. Now what are the advantages that ISCO enjoys? Iron is available from Guna mines. The coal, it is produced from Jaria. Then dolomite and limestone, they are obtained from Sundargarh district of Odisha. Rail and road network is well connected and cheap labors, they are readily available. So ISCO has annual capacity of producing more than 10 lakh tons of steel. So this is what benefits the location of ISCO. Then we have Vishwaravaiya Iron and Steel Limited, initially known as Mysore Iron and Steel Company. Okay. It is located at Bhadravati, at the bank of river Bhadravati in Shimoga district of Karnataka. Now what are the advantages that this center enjoys? First one is Bhadravati Valley is 13 km wide and it results in enough land availability. Okay. Then high grade hematite ore are brought from Chikmagaluru. Then another advantage is that charcoal is obtained from the forest wood which is used for smelting, because the coal is not available here, and nowadays hydroelectricity power is obtained from Saravati power project. So the requirement of power is completed by them. After that, limestone is available from Budinguda. Then Shimoga and Chitradurga, they supply manganese. Then dolomite and chromite, they are available nearby. So there is also a great railway link that makes railway facility. Okay. So these are the advantages of Vishwaravaiya Iron and Steel Limited. Then we have Bhilai Iron and Steel Center. Bhilai Iron and Steel Center have following advantages, like first, we have Rajhara and Dalai ore ranges from where the rich hematite iron ore is produced. Okay. Then coal is obtained from Korba and Kangra field in Chhattisgarh. Then limestone, it comes from Nandini mines. Then we have supply of manganese from Madhya Pradesh, where we have Palghat, and Bandra from Maharashtra. Then Korba thermal power station, it is a main source of power. This area is well connected with Kolkata Nagpur railway line. Dolomite, it comes from Bilaspur, and cheap labor is available from the nearby area. So because of this, this Bhilai Iron and Steel Center is also have great advantages. Then likewise we have Rourkela. Rourkela has its successful operation because this plant, it uses iron which is obtained from Sundargarh and Koenjara district. Then coal is obtained from Jaria coal field. Hydroelectricity is obtained from Hirakund power project. Then plants receives manganese from Barajumda, dolomite from Baradwara. Okay, so likewise this plant, it also has certain advantages. Okay, after that we will see that this area has major railway line and it enjoys the facility of railway transportation. Then Kolkata, it provides the port facility to this plant. Then we have Hindustan Steel Limited, which is located in Durgapur. The geographical factors which favors the location and growth of this area is iron, it comes from Bolani mines, that is in Mayurbhanj. Okay. Then coal, it comes from Jaria and Raniganj. Limestone is obtained from Sundargarh and dolomite is supplied from Britrapur. Okay. Hydroelectricity is available from Damodar Valley Corporation, and because of this we have plenty of water which acts as a coolant. Kolkata Unsold Railway link, it attaches this area from the other parts of the country, and cheap labors are readily available here. Now likewise we have various factors which influences the location of Bokaro Steel Limited. Bokaro Steel Limited, it was formed in 1964. Okay. It also receives iron ore from Kirburu mines of Odisha, coal from Jaria coalfield, limestone from Palmau district, hydroelectricity from Damodar Valley Corporation, and Kolkata is just 300 kilometers away, which provides the port facility. Then we have Salem Steel Plant. It is in Tamil Nadu in Salem district. Then we have Vijayanagar. Vijayanagar plant, it was set up in Toranangal near Hospet in Bareilly district of Karnataka, Bellary district of Karnataka. And if we look at its advantages, we will see that iron is obtained from Hospet region. Coal, it comes from Kana Valley. Good quality of limestone and dolomite, they are available nearby. Water and power requirement, they are met by Tungabhadra Hydel Power Project. Okay, so this is why these areas, they are having great geographical advantages for establishing their industries. Then apart from these, we have Vishakhapatnam Steel Plant. Vishakhapatnam Steel Plant, it has a unique location on the seaport, and it is the first seashore based steel plant in the country. Okay. After that we have Daitari Steel Plant. Daitari Steel Plant is near Paradeep in Odisha. Then we have Tata Steel in Kalingnagar in Odisha. Then we have Dolvi Steel Plant. Dolvi Steel Plant is in Ratnagiri district of Maharashtra. Now, apart from these large-scale integrated steel plants, we have large number of decentralized secondary units that produces steel by using steel scrap, sponge iron, and electricity. So the steel scrap and sponge iron, they are used as a raw material in mini steel plants. These are mini steel plants. And electricity arc furnace and induction furnace, they are used for processing with the capacity of about 10,000 to 5 lakh tons. They are known as mini steel plants, and it is easy to construct such plants, and their gestation period is short. Okay, so these are the important steel plants, mini steel plants. And according to the provisions, these steel plants, they require no industrial license for establishment, because the capacity of these steel plants is very low, except for if the location is within 25 kilometers of the city, with the population having 10 lakh per square kilometer of the area. This is according to 1991 census. Okay, so entrepreneurs here are therefore free to set up steel plants of any capacity, subjected to the locational restriction. Now if we talk about international trade, we will see that India is both importer as well as exporter of iron and steel. Okay, so first, talking about imports, we will see that production of iron and steel in the country falls short of our demand. India has to spend crores of rupees to import various items, various iron and steel items. Now, typical items which are imported, they are rolled coils, cold rolled coils, and semis and steel scraps. So these are the important items that are imported, and they are imported mainly from USA, etc. So we will see that our per capita consumption of iron is about 20 kg, which is very low from most of the world's average, which is 143 kilogram. And if we look at some of the developed country, their per capita consumption is 420 kilograms in Russia, 422 kilograms in Britain, 620 kilograms in Japan, 700 kilograms in USA, 743 kilograms in Sweden. So we will see that even when our per capita consumption is so low, we are not able to meet the demand of our own country. Okay, so even on being the fourth largest iron and steel producer of India, we need to import the iron and steel from other countries. This is because of our machinery, which is obsolete. Okay, then if we talk about export, the major export basket of India is hot rolled coil, cold rolled coil, color coated sheet, galvanized plain sheets, and other products. Okay, so these are the main export items of our iron and steel industry. Now, at last, if we talk about the problem of iron and steel industry, we will see that iron and steel industry, it requires huge capital investment for developing countries like India, and this huge capital investment cannot be afforded by the developing countries like India. Many of the public sector integrated steel plants have been established with the help of foreign aids. Now we can see that this huge economy like India is requiring the foreign aids. So the capital that is required in iron and steel industry is quite huge. The next is not advanced technology or lack of advanced technology. Indian and iron and steel industries, they are characterized by a high degree of technological efficiency, and this technology was mainly brought from abroad. But during the last 2 decades, we will see that because of oil crisis, steep hike in energy cost and escalation cost of our input, there is reduced margin of profit in steel plants. Okay. Now because of this, there is lower level of investment in technological development, and consequently the industries have lost its technology edge, and it is now behind the advanced countries in this regard. Okay. So this is lack of advanced technology. After that, we will see that the per capita labor productivity in India is lowest in the world. If we talk about the labor productivity of the laborers in Japan and Korea, which are some of the other steel manufacturing producing country, we will see that their capacity is 600 to 700 ton per man per year, while in India it is 90 to 100 ton per man per year. Okay, so we will see that the labor productivity is very less, and after that we will see that public sector units, they are inefficient. Most of the public sector unit, they are plagued by inefficiency caused by heavy investment in social overhead and poor labor relation, inefficient management, and underutilization of capacity. Okay, so because of this inefficient public sector unit, our productivity is hindered. Okay, then low potential utilization. The potential utilization of iron and steel, it is very low, and the potential utilization, it rarely exceeds 80%. So this is another cause. After that, heavy demand. Even at the low per capita consumption, there is heavy demand of iron and steel, which is going on increasing as the passing day. So the large quantity of iron and steel are imported for meeting the demand. The production has too increased. The production has also increased, but the production is not so much. Okay, but production has not increased so much, as we have seen that the potential utilization is very low and the labor is inefficient and the productivity of labor is very low. So because of that, the production of iron and steel is not very efficient to meet the demand of people up till now. So to save our precious foreign exchange, we need to increase our production, and for that we need to modernize our machinery. Okay, then shortage of metallurgical cost. Although India has huge deposit of high grade iron ore and coal reserves, we will see that many of the steel plants, they are forced to import metallurgical coals. For example, like in Vishakhapatnam, they have to import coal from Australia. So this is why we have shortage of metallurgical coal, and because of that we have to import it from other countries. And last one is inferior quality of product. Because of lack of modern technology and capital input, we have weaker infrastructural facility, which leads to the more time consuming and inferior quality product. Okay, so this is the problem. So these are the basic problems of Indian iron and steel industry. So that was all for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's lecture. Let's meet in our next class. Till then, take care and have a nice day. Thank you.